Alexa, can you hear the announcers okay? Okay, perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Parsons Field. I'm David Goss. I'm here with your JMU Extreme broadcast of Huskies men's soccer, and boy, do we have a good one for you. The top two teams in the conference in CAA facing off against each other, Northeastern versus James Madison. I'm joined here today with Mike Gallagher. Mike, how you doing?
Very well, thanks for having me on.
Pretty excited for this game.
Absolutely.
And we're also joined today with our sideline reporter, Alexa Rowe. We're going to go down to her right now. Alexa, down to you.
Thanks, Dave. It's definitely looking positive for the Huskies today. They just came up against a win against the Drexel Dragons of 2-1. Fans should definitely look out for players Don adding to put some points up on the scoreboard today. And also Oliver Blum back in the goal to keep James Madison from scoring today. With an overall record of 6-1-2, it's definitely looking positive for the Huskies today. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Alexa. And Alexa touched on the biggest point for both teams, but Don Anding, CAA Player of the Week, leading the team in goals, second in the conference in scoring for Northeastern. It really revolves around him.
Absolutely, especially after the game against Holy Cross. Really got a hat trick and kind of got his confidence going. A couple more goals earlier in the week, and he's on a good little goal scoring run at the moment.
And the Huskies feeling good, as she said, second in the conference, going up against the best team in the conference, James Madison, who beat UNC this year, number 2 in the nation. So this should be a really tough game here at Parsons.
Real tough game, especially one of the great things about James Madison that they've done so well this year is manage games away from home. Something well that the Huskies have done also. So it should be a tough one for Northeastern here today, but we'll see how it goes.
And Northeastern looks to keep their undefeated streak going, push it to 6, and undefeated here at Parsons Field. We're going to go to the PA announcer for the starting lineups, and we'll be back here with all the rest of the action on JMU Extreme.
Welcome to Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts for today's CAA tilt between the Dukes of James Madison University and your Northeastern University Huskies. The Colonial Athletic Association, Northeastern University, and the NCAA take great pride in the conduct of all our student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We encourage you to cheer for your favorite team and show our visitors the same respect you would expect them to display on their campus. The Huskies appreciate your support. Today's officials are Sean Nally, Joe Carrero, and Jillian Triplett. And now for your starting lineups, first for the Dukes of James Madison University. He's a 6'4" freshman defender from Kópavogur, Iceland. Number 3, Bjarki Adelsteinsson. He's a 6'4" senior defender from Bollington, England. Number 4, Dale Robbins Bailey. He's a 6-foot freshman from Buckinghamshire, Hampshire, England. Number 5, Tom Bowie. He's a 5'9" sophomore defender from McLean, Virginia. Number 6, Tim Whitebread. He's a 6-foot sophomore forward from Plymouth, England. Number 7, Josh Grant. He's a 5'11" junior middle from Neuchâtel, Switzerland. Number 13, Karel Monroe. He's a 5'8" mid-sophomore middle from Fairfax, Virginia. Number 14, Steve Mashinsky. He's a 5'11" senior middle from Bergen, Norway. Number 16, Christian McLaughlin. He's a 5'11" sophomore middle from Herndon, Virginia. Number 20, Jamal Umar. He's a 6-foot senior middle from Modbury, England. Number 23, Paul Wyatt. And in goal, he's a 6'2" junior from Harrisonburg, Virginia. Number 00, Colin Newcity. The Dukes are coached by Tom Martin, assisted by Tom Foley, Sean Martin, and Philip Pierce. And now for your Northeastern University Huskies. He's a 5'9" sophomore defender from Nassau, Bahamas. Number 3, Embry Moss. He's a 6'2" sophomore defender from London, England. Number 5, Simon Cox. He's a 6-foot junior defender from Bradenton, Florida. Number 6, Jonathan Eckford. He's a 5'7" junior middle from Richfield Park, New Jersey. Number 7, Nico Lara. He's a 6-foot freshman forward from London, England. Number 8, Terrence Carter. He's a 5'8" sophomore forward from Johannesburg, South Africa. Donovan Fade-Herb-Demodov. He's a 5'11" senior forward from Amity Harbor, New York. Number 12, Don Anding. He's a 5'3" junior middle from Chatsford, Pennsylvania. Number 14, Dante Marinelli. He's a 5'8" freshman forward from North Attleboro, Massachusetts. Number 20, Devin DeVoy. He's a 6'2" junior defender from Blauvelt, New York. Number 25, Connor Alexander. And in goal is a 6'2" senior from North Yarmouth, Maine. Number 23, Oliver Blum. The Huskies are coached by Brian Ainscough, assisted by Adam Pfeiffer, Aiden Byrne, and Ben Graham. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Singing our anthem today, she's a 5'4" senior nursing major from Lawrence, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, Jasmine Gonzalez. Jasmine Gonzalez, wonderful.
And thank you, guys. We are back after that fantastic introduction of players. You will be quizzed on heights later, especially that of the national anthem singer. So, Mike, big game we talked about. What type of team is James Madison? What's Northeastern up against today?
Physically, they're very, very big. Spoke to Coach Ainscough a little bit before the match, and he talked about how their game management skills are excellent on the road. And they're a team that's going to professionally foul you, that's going to pester you a lot throughout the game. And something that the Huskies have done very well is winning on the road and getting good results on the road as well. So two teams that are pretty evenly matched today, and should be a really, really good one.
And Northeastern, as you said, good on the road. They went down to Drexel, got a 2-1 victory in their last game, CAA match. What did Northeastern take away from that game? What was good from that game that they're going to try and bring to this game?
Yeah, upon talking to a lot of the players and the coaches, they said it was a very dead game where they had to be very sharp and they had to be very focused. And it's always tough to go down there and take care of business, and they've been really successful with it so far this year.
And for the Huskies to watch out for, James Madison, their scoring is very evenly distributed. Both Wyatt and Grant leading goal scorer, top on that top list in the conference. They average 7 more shots a game than the Huskies, but the Huskies are a lot more clinical with their opportunities. So we're expecting the Huskies to continue playing that solid defense?
Absolutely. We've slid Connor Alexander out to that left back to try to counteract some of their height and some of their physical play. But, yeah, we slid Devin DeVoy out to that right midfield and slid Nico Lara to that right back, hoping to just gain a little bit more experience and try to play out of the back a little bit more today.
And captain Andre Cheliote injured for this game?
Yeah, Andre's had a bit of a hamstring issue for the past week or so, and he should be back. He tried really hard to get back for this one, but tricky with hamstrings. You never want to rush it coming back.
So Northeastern here will soldier on without their captain. As you see James Madison coming out very aggressive, and you can see that physical style early on, already a crushing tackle, and we're only 40 seconds into this game. Terrence Carter here back to the defend. Terrence Carter coming over from England. He scored a goal against Holy Cross. What has he brought to this team, Mike? He's
brought a lot of trickery and just something different from that left-hand side, and he's been excellent, especially with Lawrence Brody and Eddie Nam being out all year. He's really, really stepped into this role nicely, and yeah, he's done a great job so far.
Anding on the ball there, lays it off to Carter, right on cue. Carter there overtaken by Umar from James Madison, and then the foul called against him. You said that Jamal Umar, number 20 out here on the right wing, is a player to watch out for. What?
Very, very pacey upon talking to Coach Ainscough. Very pacey, very strong on the ball, and he makes things happen. He's a game disruptor, and he should be pretty good, as well as Paul Wyatt up top. You know, they're both guys that we circled on the chalkboard, and we'll see how they do today.
Paul Wyatt, you see there, number 23 up top, named CAA Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. Don Anding took that award last week. So both top scorers in the conference, top players in the conference to watch out for here at Parsons Field today.
Two very good forwards on the field today. It should be a really, really good one.
And we see that this team's very international. Talks about that game management. What does that bring a different flair to the style of play?
I think so. I think in being international, you tend to have a bit more mature players coming out, a little bit more professional mentality, and I think that I would definitely attribute some of that. You know, how many guys? 6 guys from England, 1 guy from Finland, 1 guy from Switzerland. So European players typically tend to be very professional in their play, and I would attribute a lot of that to it.
So Northeastern really up against a battle today, and you see early on Don Anding, of course, as we've expected all season, putting that work in alone up top, and he really never lets an opportunity die and chases and puts pressure on those defenders.
That's Don's MO. He works real hard. He tries to as well be a disruptor to especially on that back line you guys saw against Holy Cross. Just how much havoc he creates for defenders, because you just never have time, or as much time as you think.
And he's in one of those modes. Scoring goals is so much about confidence, and a hat trick there, a goal against Drexel. He's really flying right now.
Really contagious. Goal scoring is contagious, and confidence is huge for forwards.
As you see here, Devoy up top, as we said, switched forward into the midfield today. Played most of the year at right back, but has really shown a level of maturity for a freshman.
Absolutely, 100% agree. Devin's done a really good job in whatever role he's been asked to do.
Anding tries to lay Carter off, but intercepted by Manru. Here now,
There it is.
Northeastern gets back on the ball.
Look at
Anding a
Shiro.
shot!
Ooh.
Cuts it high, gets just under the ball, but you see there that high pressure forcing mistakes.
Absolutely, especially with Donovan pressing, just kind of buzzing around and right above the back four, and Don just kind of in there to scoop up some of the mess.
As you see the replay of that attempt there, Devoy very good on his first touch to play Don through, play Anding through. We saw in the Holy Cross game that Anding started at that starting striker position and pressured heavy, and then they rotated in that starting spot to keep fresh legs. Do you expect that again today?
I actually do not. I expect a little bit more of them staying where they are at the moment, only because Coach Ainscough kind of told Terrence Carter before the game, you know, stay in your role, see what we got, and then he was going to make changes a little bit less free-flying as the game progressed. So I would expect a little bit less of that today.
A much different opponent here today, Northeastern facing off against a much tougher team. James Madison went into the second round of the NCAA tournament last year, so this is a top quality team. They beat UNC, who's number 2 in the nation. They just lost to Georgetown 1-0, the 11th team in the nation. So a lot of pedigree, a lot of experience on this James Madison team.
Absolutely.
As you see the first corner kick of the game here, taken by Carter. The left foot swinging out into the box, low hit, knocked away by Uma. Again to Carter.
Northeastern's going to look for predominantly outswingers today, trying to find that head of Simon Cox. And while we're on the topic, big shout out to Simon Cox's family, who's watching for the first time in England. So we were told to ask for a tweet from Simon's parents, and great to have you watching.
And you can tweet at us, anyone out there, at #GoAndYou. Let us know what you think. We'll read them out over the air. Cheers to the Coxes over in England. And let us know what you think of this game and what you think of this Huskies team. Northeastern, 6-1-2 on the year. Only loss away to Michigan.
That's good play from Connor Alexander over there.
See Connor Alexander using his body, then a couple words after.
Well done, real strong on the ball.
Northeastern, second in the division. I said 6-1-2. A really good start for them this year. What is the expectations for this team, and how have they been developing so far early on in the season?
As always, the goal is to get into the NCAA tournament, and so far they've done a great job. As I said before, it's been very professional on the road, been very, very good at home, and anytime you're 6-1-2, it's a great start to the season.
Northeastern, if they can notch a win here, they can really send a message to the conference.
Absolutely, 100% agreed.
Early on in conference, a little bit shaken up this year with VCU and ODU leaving, so should be a changing of the mantle somewhat. Delaware's still here. James Madison, of course, still here. Both really strong teams as well. The goalkeeper, New City, taking the goal kick. He's the number 2 goalkeeper in the conference in goals against. Number 1, of course, is Huskies' own Oliver Blum, so a good matchup between the pipes there. Something that I'm sure only Mike Gallagher will enjoy. No one else really wants to watch goalkeeping, but as you said, it's an art form.
Yeah, we're a select breed. Definitely a select breed, and something that I really enjoy to watch.
Through ball there from Grant. This is Wyatt on the ball. Grant now. Grant and Wyatt, leading goal scorers on this team. Umar gets it wide. Cross cut into the far post. Float out wide for a goal kick. James Madison came out very aggressive in the first 5 minutes. It slowed down a bit. Looks like Northeastern's starting to get their feet.
Yeah, definitely starting to settle in. Look for James Madison. James Madison playing it's almost a 4-4-1-1 with Paul Wyatt being the lone striker, and look for some space in there for Donovan Fade and Dante Marini to just kind of get behind that first layer of midfield players. Really try to create in that final third.
Devoy there, flicks it forward. Don Anning's win. Played out quickly, thrown by New City to Umar. Northeastern doing a good job of getting their bodies in front of the men, cutting off angles. Faye there, a missed touch back to Wyatt. See the two Englishmen battling here. Wyatt comes away with it though. Down the left side, played in. Could be an opportunity here. Great
well
deflection at the end by Ambry Moss, it looked like.
Excellent play from Ambry Moss. Excellent cover play. Nico Lara getting a little bit exposed over there on that right side, and Ambry Moss with an absolutely critical tackle.
So the corner kick will be taken here by Mashinsky. This is where this height for James Madison will really be a factor.
Matchups and staying with your marks are especially key on these.
Played into the near post. Won well by Cox. Played back in by Whitbread. Blum out. Good job using that leg to protect himself.
Yeah, that leg's got him into a little bit of trouble before.
Oliver Blum, of course, the goalkeeper with 2 assists so far this season. Looking to keep padding that stat sheet. We'll see if he can get some offensive production today. The Huskies, of course, they blew out Holy Cross here 5-2, but the games have really been tight so far for the season. 2 double overtime victories for the Huskies. A lot of games won by 1 goal. Is that something that you develop as a personality, or is it a trying, tiring way of playing?
A little bit of both, really. It's definitely tiring when you're playing double overtimes early in the season, as it gets to be a little bit longer of a season when guys are getting injured. That being said, also, the mark of a good team is to win games that you should probably tie and to tie games that you should probably lose. And they've done that so far. They've done a really, really good job of getting results when the situation hasn't been favorable.
As you've been saying, very professional. Good job of finishing off games, playing hard on the road. And, of course, Parsons Field has been great for the Huskies. They're on a 10-0 win streak here at Parsons Field. Looking to continue that here today. This is the first conference game of the season at home, which is very odd to be this deep into the season.
Absolutely, especially since last week, since Virginia Commonwealth wasn't a conference game because they left the conference. But, yeah, still getting a run in them. It feels like the second one just because VCU's been so traditionally a good rival. But like you said, it's definitely strange to technically have your first conference game this deep into a season.
Connor Alexander here with the throw, and you said coming in the starting lineup, playing at left back. We've seen him mainly in the center of the field. Is that going to be an adjustment for him?
A little bit, really utilizing the height advantage and trying to offset some of their height as they come forward. And Connor's excellent, especially on set pieces, defensive and offensive. So I think that's a big part of why he's in the starting lineup today.
Connor Alexander, a late sub in the opening game of the season here against Providence College, where he played it along to himself and scored the game-tying goal with only seconds left to play. Pushed that game into overtime.
He's a professional defender.
Very physical, does his job. Eckford here on the ball, playing it wide to Carter. And we really, 12 minutes into this game, we haven't seen Dante Marini on the ball much for the Huskies.
And upon talking to Coach Ainscough again before the game, he's really mentioned that Dante's picked his form up a bit in the past 2 games. So look for that form to just continue. You know, Dante got off to a little bit of a slow start early on in the season, but according to everyone, he's really picked it up in the past couple games. So look for him to continue.
For Marini, can't come in this year. A lot of expectations. Do you think it's been tough with other teams keying on him now?
Absolutely. Dante came into the kind of busted into the fold when no one was really paying attention to him. And after the season that he had last year, everyone's circling him on the chalkboard before the game and saying, "Watch this guy, because this guy's can really take it to us and he can really hurt us." So I definitely think that it's been tough.
Almost played ending through there. Marini led the team in goals last year. Was the offensive nucleus of the team last year. This year, he's played well in games, but we haven't seen those trademark Dante runs.
Yeah.
Going by 4 or 5 players and getting into the box.
Definitely. And last year, too, I think part of what's attributed to that is Dante was kind of our go-to guy last year, and I think this year we have 3 or 4 go-to guys up top. We have Don Anning's really picked it up. Donovan Fade's always tricky and tough to go to, and Terrence Carter now really looking to pose some threats to the opposition.
So it's not a negative to the team, it's that there's less responsibility on his shoulders.
I think so. And Dante's role, I think, is going to change from that first guy in behind the forwards to maybe that, especially in today's role, maybe into that link-up guy where he's getting Donovan Fade on the ball and things like that.
James Madison here, trying to play it through the Huskies. Eckford back, good job defending, gets it clear. DeVoy back to help, and now to Nico Lara's feet.
It's really important to get guys around the ball early on in this game. Really try to make it easy on your teammates and just completing short passes and just really getting a feel for the game.
Northeastern here settling in. James Madison came out very aggressive the first few minutes, but the Huskies got their feet. Game's been back and forth recently. Northeastern a good chance off a through ball for Don Anding.
Ball for Simon Cox.
And we've seen Cox so very effective on that cross-field long ball from the back.
Yeah, especially in the Holy Cross game that I saw, he's excellent at it. And that one just got away from him, but early on in the game.
James Madison here. They attempt that long crossing ball. Connor Alexander's head. Carter now on the ball. Finding space, charging up the middle of the field. James Madison pushing off that last pass though.
It's good penetrating run there from Terrence Carter. Just last ball just kind of lacking a little bit.
You'd expect James Madison to really step up earlier there, but allowing Carter to get deep into their half.
One of the coaching points. Oh, hang on.
Wyatt here coming in.
Well done from Oliver Blum.
Blum steps out.
One of the coaching points, again, that Coach Anscoff brought up before the game is that there's going to be space for Donovan and for Don and for Dante to run at these guys in the back. So look for it.
And James Madison, they like to be the aggressor. They like to press the game. So as you said, on those counterattacks. And that's where Anding's really been effective for the Huskies. Talked about Oliver Blum's assists. It's been that simple for them that he gets the ball, punts it as far as he can, and Anding chasing himself has been a factor.
Absolutely. And anytime you have that kind of speed and that kind of pace behind the defenders, it's always just a nightmare for him to deal with.
Umar here on the ball. Tries to get the cross in, blocked though by Alexander. It'll be a corner kick for James Madison, their second of the game.
Umar showing some great skill in there, just to kind of skip by Terrence Carter and earn JMU a corner.
Now Anding coming back to help defend. The Huskies have every player in their own box defending.
Very important key matchups here. Watch for John Eckford on Paul Wyatt.
Bowie here plays it into the far post.
Good take from Oliver Blum. Well done.
And if Blum didn't have that,
that was free.
Grant was wide open on that far post.
That was a very dangerous ball.
Blum rolls it out here. Lara here playing at right back. He started most games at left back, but he can play all over the place. He's played in midfield at times for this team, right back and left back.
He's a utility man.
And a real luxury for Coach Ainscott.
Great to have a player like Nico Lara who's just so versatile in many situations.
Umar here on the ball, trying to cross it in. And Moss knocks it away. Moss, sophomore central defender for the Huskies. Since he's come here last year from Indiana, he's really been a dominating rock in the middle for the Huskies.
He really has, and especially with Simon Cox, who's more of a relaxed, just playing just really good soccer brain. Ambry kind of the just great athlete, going to go in, win tackles, and really be the aggressor. And Simon's been a really good compliment to Ambry. Really great signing for both of them.
Last year, Northeastern had the lowest goals against average per game in the conference. This year, so far, they're leading that category as well. Shows his effect, as well as Blum's, that connection between the defense and the goalkeeper, and Northeastern keying on defense as the way that they're going to win games, and it's worked so far this season.
Absolutely. They seem to have a great nucleus, and it all starts from the center back.
Wyatt here on the ball. Lost it to Carter. Northeastern now looking to counter. To get it to Faye's feet. Faye trying to find Anding in over the top. In a foot race here. Gets by Robbins Bailey. New City
Ooh.
comes out but gets a hard hit on the head from his own teammate. Talked about, though, that aggressive play of Don Anding.
And New City's slow to get up, too.
You see the replay here. Anding puts it past the defender. And as he comes in, the goalkeeper runs into his own man. It looked like Monterey there.
So important for the Huskies to join Don Anding in that attack. Coach Ainscough mentioned in the pregame talk just it's how important it is to join him and not just to kind of play it up and just let him run. So important to join in that attack. Dante Marini, Terrence Carter, Donovan, Dante.
Throw in here for Lara. 20 minutes into the game here. Neither team's had a real clear-cut chance yet. Clear it up to Carter. Carter flicks on. They'll float back to the James Madison goalkeeper, New City. And they'll begin the play from back there. Robbins Bailey here on the ball. Well read by Alexander. Gets it to Carter's feet. Carter pushing his way up the field. Good defending from Manru. But you can see those gaps in behind for Northeastern early on if they can play the right effective ball.
Absolutely. We're not going to beat them just by going over the top and launching the ball over the top. We really need to focus on playing, and I think that's why Coach Ainscoff's so animated on the sideline over there, just because we're really not playing the ball well. We're really just kind of kicking around and feeding into their game.
McLaughlin here lays it off. Right up top towards Grant. Embry Moss knocks it away. Moss and Grant now battling for it. Grant brings it down. Good job by Alexander, though. Get in the way, flick it away. Man Rao. Here on the ball, Grant.
Look for Israel Manrao also making a couple of good positive runs. That's number 13, JMU's right back. He's done it once or twice.
And
so
we've
far.
seen him, yeah, he's been aggressive. Also, it looks like there's an opportunity for Carter to get in behind him when he does attack. Umar here plays the dangerous ball in. Still in the box, still alive for the James Madison Dukes. Looks like a corner kick to the Dukes.
How's that going?
Referee saying the shot was deflected. Mike Gallagher saying he's wrong. But
Maybe I missed something, but it looked pretty obvious to me.
so corner kick here. He taken for the Dukes.
So
played
important.
in. Right in the middle.
Oh,
Attacked
free header.
well
Yeah.
by Adelsteisen. The Icelandic defender was wide open right in the middle of the box.
And that's why corner kicks are so important, especially when you're defending a team like JMU that's 6'4", 6'3" defenders coming up for these corner kicks. Matchups so important, and they're just so dangerous on every corner. It's just why I was a little bit animated.
So promising sight here for Husky fans, though. Captain Andre Cheliota checking in. We weren't sure if he was going to play. He does check in. It looks like he's going to push Dante Marini to the left side. You see Dante on the ball here. Really good news for the Huskies, though. Terrence Carter takes the seat, the first sub of the game.
Terrence struggled a little bit in the opening 20 minutes or so.
It looked like he had good ideas and good movement, but physically James Madison was able to push him off the ball.
Yeah, definitely, but his decision-making was not usually where it is. So. Looks like... Go ahead.
Umar on the ball, as you were saying, Mike.
Looks like Dante's holding in the midfield. Actually, now it looks like he switched with Donovan Bitter Demona. So a little bit more of that switching and that free play on the attacking line for the Huskies.
DeVoy, as we said, up on that front line now. Anding playing it from the point. Faye kind of sitting behind, and Marini out here on the left now. See if he can cause some danger for James Madison. Faye here in the corner. Looking to get across and gets it to Marini's feet. Dante with some space out there. Sizing up his defender.
Oh, excellent play from
Gets
Dante.
to the end line. Gets the ball in the middle of the box. DeVoy couldn't get there.
That is textbook play there from Dante Marini. gets by one defender, gets by two defenders, puts it right back on the 6, between the 6 and the penalty spot, and just no one there.
Eckford here on the ball, gets it to Alexander, flicked over the top to Anding. He can't bring it down. Ball now deflected away. Brought away by McLaughlin. Umar here on the ball. Gets it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin over the top for Wyatt. Embry Moss there with an acrobatic clearance. Looks like it'll go out for a corner kick, though. Another dangerous opportunity for the Dukes here on this corner.
Can't be giving too many of these away. Eventually, we're going to get punished for it if we keep giving these away.
Checking in for the Dukes, replacing number 20, Jamal Umar. Number 8, Eric Schmidt.
So Umar checks out. He's been a threat down the right side. Hopefully the Huskies, that'll be a problem they don't have to worry about till the second half. Waiting for Wyatt to tie his shoe here. Taking their time. A little bit of physical play in the box. Every referee is different when it comes to physicality allowed on free kicks in the box. Really tough for players to gauge what they're allowed to do and what they're not.
And you usually get a sense early on. It's just important for the referee to stay consistent. For me, that's always been the most important thing for a ref.
The sun goes away here for a moment on a gorgeous afternoon in Brooklyn.
Paul Wyatt making a late run.
Corner put in, Blum out. Dangerous catch, but he used his big hands and able to bring it away.
We'll hold on.
Saw there a little gamesmanship from Robbins Bailey trying to head it out of Blum's hands. Marini here making the run.
There's the switch.
Switch made. Can he get there? Well defended, though, in the end by the substitute Schmidt. But it looks like Dante might get a little bit of freedom down here on this left side.
Real good positive ball from Simon Cox. That's what he was trying to do a little bit earlier.
Fay here on the ball, up to Anding. Cheliote here, subbing in for first time this season. Looks comfortable early on.
There we go. And this is a little bit better. This is what we want to see from Northeastern. Just we're not gonna beat them with long balls such as that. Spoke too soon, I guess. But yeah, we really need to focus on playing well and moving the ball and trying to break them down. I think that's gonna be the best way to beat this team.
And we saw the Huskies here versus Providence and versus Harvard. Very effective on the ball, able to keep possession throughout the game. Holy Cross was a different story. A lot on the counterattack, a lot of forced turnovers that became opportunities for the Huskies. So you're saying we'll look for that possession game here today.
Yeah, just look for it a little more. I think that's why Andre Chiliota came into the game. Terrence Carter, more of a I'm going to take you on kind of player. Andre just keeps it going, keeps the play, keeps them ticking sort of in that midfield.
Chiliota there doing the work. Workhorse of the team. Back to Blum. Blum up to Moss. Moss and Cox. Anding able to turn.
This is what we need.
Get it down the left side to Marini. Marini a little bit of space, looking for Anding. Anding
First time.
Gonna take a first time shot, deflected. Saved by Schmidt. Schmidt lofts it right into the middle of the field. A big gap there. Good ball. Fowie now on the ball. Well read by Lara.
Good
This
recovery.
game's starting to open up though here.
Yeah, good recovery from Eckford in there too. Got a little bit of exposed and did just enough to put him off.
Knocked out there. It'll be a throw-in for the Dukes. Over the top, good win by Cox there. Done by Wyatt. Cleared out by James Madison.
Well done. Well done from Emery Moss.
Which team, this long ball style that we're seeing right now, last 10 minutes, which team does that suit better?
It's obviously James Madison. They're, as I mentioned before, just the big bodies that they have. And while we have very athletic bodies, I think it's definitely going to help us out a little more if we can get the ball on the ground and try to dissect this team.
Coach Askoff, as you said, animated there on the sideline, trying to enforce that to his players. Lara plays in.
Oh, that's
Sliding tackle, ref makes no call. He's been very loose so far early in this game, allowing a lot to go. Long ball over the top from Cox.
Tough to stay disciplined, too, especially when you have such a fast threat up top with Don Anning to just not alleviate some of the pressure and just hack it up the field and just kind of hope for the best, because it's worked. But I think it's more important for the Huskies today to really try to focus on playing, connecting passes, and combining in that midfield to try to break down this team.
And throwing down the right side here, Nico Lara on the ball. Could we be seeing the flip throw for the first time this game?
Oh, we could. Didn't even think about that.
Be interesting to see. They used it early on in the season. Didn't later. We won't.
No.
Got our hopes up. Faye here on the ball. Battling in the corner, trying to earn a corner.
Earns a throw in.
Gets a throw in. Northeastern keeps possession. Northeastern, one of their first opportunities to really push bodies forward. You see Cox coming in now. Cheliote stepping out. You see Marini, Faye.
Makes you the flip throw now, David.
I was a little bit too soon. Alexander now coming forward, so the big body's in. You see number 5, Fowie, trying to get in the way there.
There it is.
Flipped in on the near post. Dangerous
good
throw,
one.
flicked in,
Ooh,
and the header! Connor Alexander, the big body coming forward.
Talk about a perfect opportunity to do that. Wow.
The
Excellent play.
flip throw, basically a corner kick into that near post, and Connor Alexander just the biggest of the biggest.
I guess so. Excellent play from Connor Alexander, just getting over his man to head it in. Well
See
done.
the replay of that goal here, and it looks like Connor Alexander pushes off of Devoy, which is legal. His own teammate able to sky up, does a good job holding off the defender. Nico Lara with the assist, and Connor Alexander, his second goal of the season.
There's nothing better for a team's goal scoring when your defenders are scoring goals. It was, as we mentioned before, Connor's second, Simon's had 2. It's really helps out on the goal scoring load.
So Connor Alexander gets Northeastern off that scoreboard first, leading this game 1-0. It's Nico Lara's first assist of the season as well. Waiting for official confirmation, but we do expect that he will be given it.
Uh-oh.
Cheliote might be in here. Good defending there.
Looks like it's going to be a corner, David.
From Manaru, but a corner. And interesting to see James Madison's the one who came in as the big team.
Yeah.
They were the threat, but Northeastern has their big bodies as well.
And to be honest, that's why Connor Alexander's in there, just because of how physically big these guys are in the back. And
Alexander taking this one off. He's going to allow someone else to go up and try and score. You see Moss coming in, Cox coming in, Devoy and Cheliote ending on the near post.
Really good presence in the box on attacking between Simon Cox and Emery Moss.
Eckford brings it down on the top of the box, gets a shot away, deflected, no call, and New City picks it up.
Very important in these next 5 or so minutes for the Huskies to just stay compact, just to try to not eliminate or try to not give up a goal.
So Northeastern takes that 1-0 lead. You talk about those big 5 minutes. As that clock winds down, only 15 minutes left in the half. Now James Madison forced to respond here. Mashinsky on the ball there. Playing a wide Whitbread now. Northeastern doing a good job of getting their bodies in front of players. Wyatt, good attempted layoff block, but now he's away. Plays Whitbread in on the left side. Whitbread looking across. Deflected away.
Great cover again.
Goes out for the corner. And you talked about the attacking right fullback for James Madison, but it looks like Whitbread there, a good attacking threat down the left side for them too.
Absolutely. It's always a threat when you can get your outside backs flying up that sideline, and they're really doing a good job.
Corner to be taken here by McLaughlin. He plays it into the near post, knocked away by Anding, flicked on by Marini, still in the box, and Don Anding clears it out to Providence. Looking to bring it back in for James Madison. Plays it down the left side to Grant. Grant trying
to be another corner.
Get by Cox. Cox knocks it out. Another corner kick here. The 5th of the game for James Madison. Huskies leading 1-0 here at Parsons Field. Free header there for Addleston. His second free header on a corner. Not a dangerous moment, but we heard the grunt from you. You don't want to give up free headers in the box.
You don't want to give up free headers, and you hate to keep conceding these corner kicks to such a big team, especially if we're not going to be really on top of it marking. So tough to do, corner after corner, just to really stay on your marks well.
Cox here on the ball. James Madison kind of sitting back now. Northeastern, a little bit of room to work with. Get it to Devoy here. Devoy back to Cox, keeping it under control for the Huskies.
Looking for the diagonal once again.
Hits that long ball. Read well, though, by Monroe. Now Dante with the throw-in. Back to Alexander, the goal-scoring defender. Self, now on Marini's feet. Dante, good job to flick it into Cheliote. He had space, but chose to play it off. This ball takes an odd deflection, stays in, though, and in getting it into the box. The void challenging, but knocked away. Now Grant on the ball for James Madison. Looked like Cheliote, if he'd taken that ball down, had a little bit of space.
Yeah, someone's got to tell him to turn. You know, you're right on top of the 18. You always think that you have a defender around you, but it wasn't the case in this scenario. So someone should have told tell Andre to turn on that one.
Northeastern ball under possession, under control, and Oliver Blum. Safe pause. He rolls it out to Cox. And Northeastern, you said, has to manage this time after the goal. They've done a good job. They've really, after scoring that goal, they've killed this game. They've slowed it down. Working that possession as you wanted to see.
Yeah.
And of course, as I say that, Henry Moss plays a long ball. Andy here, good pressure up top. Never makes it easy for defenders. New City, a well-chipped ball from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and you hear Coach Ainscough kind of willing the team up to keep them honest, as he says, to not let them off the hook so easily in the back.
Wyatt coming all the way back for the ball.
Closing these gaps in the midfield is just so important, especially as the legs start to get tired a little bit last few minutes of the half.
Ambry Moss and Wyatt have really been in a battle here today. Grant gets on the ball.
Too much time.
Trying to find Fowey left. He can't. Now back towards Wyatt.
Dante. Great positioning in there.
And you see Northeastern, every player except for Don Anding back helping defending.
That's a foul.
So it looks like we have a pretty good battle going on between Moss and Wyatt. Star defender versus star attacking forward for James Madison.
So Connor Alexander's got a little bit of an issue.
Goal scorer is down. You see the replay here.
Possibly his back. He's always had trouble with that back.
And he was stretching his back on that corner kick that he didn't go in on. Yeah. Top here. So 35 minutes in, Northeastern with the 1-0 lead. Is it deserved?
I think so, yeah. I don't know how well of a job we've done in terms of executing our game plan, which is to just try to pick them apart on the ground. But overall, I'm a little bit concerned about these corners. We just seem to be conceding a lot of them. They are putting our back four under a pretty good amount of pressure. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to hold this lead if we keep conceding however many corners we have. I think it's got to be 8 or 9 corners at this point.
See Cox and Blum coming over, talking to their fellow defender Alexander. He scored the goal off that flip throw from Nico Lara. Dangerous play for the Huskies. And the Huskies, it was really, we saw them finally get possession. And when they were in James Madison's half, they forced mistakes and they made problems for the Dukes.
Yeah, it's really turning into our MO with the pace that we have up top. Notice also some of the defending from the outside midfielders. Dante Marini in there, you know, he's half the size of whoever it was. I think it was Paul Wyatt in there, but his positioning was just excellent and just getting on the ball and getting off the ball. It's really it's a key when you're playing in this 4-3-3 formation to just have solid positioning from your outside midfielders to just really pick up passing lanes well.
So Connor Alexander will have to go out with that injury.
Replacing number 25, Connor Alexander, number 22, Mike Loban.
So Mike Loban checks back in. Loban, one of your fellow Chaminade boys.
Yes, he is.
But he's
good to see him get a little bit of a run in there too.
And he's played a lot of time at fullback for the Huskies, comfortable there.
Yes, definitely. He's he had a very good year last year. He was a redshirt, but he played very well in practice and had a great start to the preseason, and then fell off just a little bit. But hopefully he'll regain his form a little bit.
And he's learning a lot, of course, because he didn't have a coach in high school. Low-quality coaching there at Chaminade. So now he's got to learn all that. As you see Anding here up top. Of course, we're joshing with you. Anding there up top.
Coach Chaminade High School is actually my dad, for anyone who's listening at home and didn't quite get that joke.
And if Mike's dad is listening, I was kidding. Please don't hurt me. So a corner kick here for the Huskies. Connor Alexander is out, so that height's out. Lobin comes in with Cox and Moss. Looks like Eckford's going to check in on this one as well as Cheliote sitting on top of the box. Don Anding at that near post. Faye doing a little bit of grounds work here, fixing that corner kick. Now Faye will put it in. Right foot on the in-swinger. Floats it to the far post. A great ball in. Ooh. Lands at the feet of Lobin. Oh, the substitute just flashes it wide. What a great opportunity for the Huskies.
So close there for Mike Loudon. Put himself in a great opportunity. Did it right. He smashed it across the face of the goal, but you just really hoping it would have caught the post and banged in the goal.
And even not catch the post with that many bodies in the box, you'd hope it deflect off someone.
It was a right ball.
It was a great ball in by Faye.
Absolutely. Just fell right to his feet.
So the Huskies, another opportunity. As you see Wyatt there coming back to win the header. Nico Laro over jumps it. Ball now down.
Good cover from Devin Devoyan.
And Lara gets back, but we've talked about, and of course it's been threatening James Madison's set pieces, but Northeastern, a goal off that throw and basically a corner kick, and then that opportunity have been the two best chances of the game.
Definitely making ourselves dangerous in their 18. Doing a really, really good job of it.
Van Rao plays it back to New City. New City on the ball. Long ball. Moss able to head it out. Marini now. Loses out to Mashinsky. Mashinsky over the top trying to find Schmidt. Lobin here really his first job of defending.
Good enough.
And Moss comes in and helps. 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. Huskies leading James Madison 1-0. Number 1 versus number 2 in the CAA facing off here at Parsons Field.
It's well done in there from Israel Manrao, just to get away from Dante Marini and change the point of attack.
And you can hear Coach Ainscough yelling too easy as Northeastern kind of allowing James Madison to work the ball around the field right now. Whitbread knocked away another corner kick for the Dukes, their 7th of this first half.
5 minutes left, 7 minutes left. Stay tight on your marks. Don't give them an inch to run. Don't give them an inch to head the ball. Just do enough to put them off.
And watch out for number 3, Adelstonson. He's gotten free twice so far, 4 headers. So this ball will be curled in, put right on the goalie. Blum, great job to come out.
Blum. Excellent, been so good. Decision making has been spot on today.
And it's a great luxury for the Huskies that in a game like this with this type of height, they have a goalkeeper who's so dominating and comfortable in the air.
Yeah, just really, really, really doing well today in the air.
Lobin here.
Decision making's been very, very good.
There's that long ball forward towards the corner. Anning will give light chase. Robbins Bailey will have the throw in for James Madison. Man Rao, the throw in. Lobin up high there, pressuring Grant. Northeastern comes away with it. Marini has the ball. Looking to get into the box, tries to lay it off, can't. Mashinsky here, picks it up for James Madison. Anding though, pressuring him. Mashinsky finally gets it wide to Schmidt. Mashinsky launches it forward. Moss, a little bit misread, but of course, out of bounds isn't the worst thing in the world. Grant pushing up here, gets that early shot off.
So John Eckford get caught out there a little bit, just positioning was just a little bit off, giving number seven Josh Grant just enough time to get a shot off.
So Nick Goon checks in for Devoy. Devoy, what have you seen from him in midfield his first time so far for the Huskies this season?
Devin Devoy's really, really shown his maturity. It's not every freshman who can come in, do a very good job at right back, and then be tactically savvy enough to just slide into that to a midfield role and also do a good job. So Coach Ainscough definitely really appreciates it. He reminds me a little bit of Nico Lara in his versatility.
And Goon checks in here for the last 5 minutes of the half. He's kind of been that super sub for Coach Ainscough, bringing the energy to 2 late halves late in the game.
Absolutely. Nick Goo's in there to work hard, to really try to create a spark and to put their left back under a tremendous amount of pressure as he's very pacey.
Fay here, called for the foul. Referee stops the clock. Talking to the James Madison player. Looks like McCloughlin. Knocked back there from Schmidt.
Good pressure there from Michael Albin. That should be our throw. Well done, referee.
So Lobin, that high pressure, gets Northeastern to throw in. Lobin checked in for the goal scorer, Connor Alexander, who went out with a back injury. We'll get you the update on that as soon as we can. Lobin forced to check in. Eastern's made 3 substitutes so far in this first half.
Good solid pass there from Michael Albin, giving Eckford the chance to just change the point of attack.
Allowed Northeastern to stay in possession here, which is so key. They look to close out this half and keep that lead. James Madison scores a goal. Before you go in the locker room, all of a sudden the entire momentum is on their side.
And very important to get into the locker room with a 1-0 lead.
Goon back there. Good defending.
That should
Fay
be a
charged
foul.
over from behind. No call by the ref. Grant here dropping back, gets it wide to Schmidt. Lobin now out defending one-on-one, force him to play it back. 2-man Rao. And Rao up through Fowey. Knocked away by Moss. For a James Madison throw-in. 3 minutes left to play here in the first half.
Need 3 strong minutes of defending here, David.
Huskies looking to keep that 1-0 lead. Bring it into the locker room.
Checking in for number 5, Tom Bowie. Number 19, Nick Njuki.
Bowie checks out. Been a threat down the left side for the Dukes. Marini here able to get under control after that block by Eckford. Anding in space. Being pursued by Robbins Bailey now versus Anding. Anding gets by him, able to stay on the ball. The cross, those blocked.
Here, big shot from Coach Ainscough for handball. Had a pretty good view. I think he kind of got him in the chest. Sorry, Coach.
But Anding, a good job there to change the side of play of the game, get it away from the Northeastern goal, allow the Huskies to waste some time up here in their offensive half.
Yeah, definitely. Just as you mentioned, it just ate up a solid minute and a half or so.
Anding there deflects that one out. The throw in for the Dukes. You see the 2 strikers, Grant and Wyatt, really dropping deep to get possession for the Dukes.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of the Wayne Rooney trademark of playing forward, just to try to get into that midfield, get on the ball, and combine with the other forwards and the other attacking midfielders.
And it's been good for the Huskies because on those long balls, there aren't the bodies up there marking Moss and Cox, and they've been able to get free and win most of these long balls.
Exactly. It's been 4 against 1, 3 against 1 most of the time. So number advantage, huge advantage to the Huskies.
Lobin here, the long throw in down to Anding. One though by Man Rao. Fay here goes in strong on the tackle. Good tackle won by Whitbread. Now McCloughlin plays the long ball. Moss wins another header. You see Goon and the referee collide there. McCloughlin plays it up to Schmidt. Schmidt's been strong as a substitute, very aggressive for the Dukes. Moss taking his time, looking at his options. Eventually plays it up and out as we enter this last minute of the first half.
This last minute here's definitely going to be a little bit frantic.
Northeastern here trying to hold on to the 1-0 lead as they go into the locker room. Goal from Connor Alexander. Cheliote plays it long. And Don Anding, no quit. He's going to have an opportunity here. He gets a touch, plays it by the goalie, by New City, rolls just wide. Don Anding, can't fault him, works to get on the end of that long ball, Miscommunication between the Duke center back and the goalkeeper. Just got a touch there and just rolled wide.
As soon as he headed it back, you just knew that there wasn't going to be enough power on the ball and that it was just going to fall right to his feet. But would have loved to snuck that one in before halftime. That would have been a huge momentum change.
The last seconds tick down. So the Huskies take a 1-0 lead, and maybe coaches say that 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in the game, so Don Anding maybe trying to avoid that, going out of his way, but that's what he brings to the game. As you see the replay here, no quit, and he never allows the center backs to make a mistake because he jumps on everything they do.
It just as you see the replay here, just trickles wide, just trickles past that left post.
And would you want to see him take a touch and go by the goalie, or is that the proper move in playing that ball early?
I'm not a forward. It looked like the goalkeeper kind of dove out of the way, but it just shows you again just how willing he is to do the grunt work and to really run as hard as he can in hopes of a mistake, not knowing that there's going to be a mistake, but just really, really good.
But for the Huskies, you've got to like that. Up 1-0 against the top team in the conference here at home and playing a pretty strong game.
Absolutely, especially in that last little spell where they're really getting it, where JMU's really kind of taking it to us to really almost get into the locker room at 2-0 would have been great, but so far so good.
So the Huskies leading here 1-0 over JMU. JMU comes in as first place as we said in the conference, Northeastern second. Kind of the opportunity to send a message here at Parsons Field. Protect their home turf, stay undefeated at home, doing the work. You know Coach Ainscough, you've been in that locker room. What's the mood going to be like, and what's the message going to be at halftime?
I think he's going to be talking a lot about just staying on top of what we want to be doing, which is, as I said before, getting on the ball, really trying to focus on playing, making strong passes, being sure, defending well, staying on our matchups defensively, and just really just staying tuned in and really just staying switched on at all times.
So Huskies, as you said, just want to keep working hard, keep doing what they're doing, and of course, no one works harder than Don Anding. Don Anding, the workhorse of this team, and we have a special opportunity to go down for an exclusive interview with that man, Don Anding. We're going to go down to Alexa in a moment on the sideline for the interview.
7 goals and 2 assists. How does that feel so far early in the season?
You know, it's a good start. The Holy Cross game really picked up the tally, but I'm just trying to continue on.
And James Madison is coming out really fierce. What are you looking forward to in the second half?
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. We're glad we got a nice goal, just sort of out of the run of play, and we're just trying to keep this lead.
All right, thanks so much for talking to us. Back to you.
Thanks, Alexa. So Don will have a lot of work in the second half for him to do.
Man, a few words.
Few strong words. We're going to go to a quick video. Huskies Unleashed, a preseason trip for the men's basketball team through Canada. Preview for you, and we'll be back here on JMU Extreme with all the action in the second half. Have you been hearing her the whole time? Yeah, it's really annoying.
It's like a little distracting.
It is. I'm going to ask you. It always happens. I don't know if they can not do it.
Is there a bathroom here? No.
Yeah, I got it.
Northeastern University athletics. Find scores, schedules, game recaps, and much more. GoNU.com is the official website for Husky Sports. Join the conversation. Follow Northeastern Athletics on Twitter @NU Athletics. The Huskies will be home again on Wednesday, October 10th, when they take on the University of Delaware Blue Hens in a CAA matchup. Game time at 3 p.m.
I know, but still, get to see Foster and Andre Johnson. I'm going down for the weekend, and my cousin's a huge Texans fan from Houston. So he's like, dude, let's go to the game. And I was like, I don't really like, because I'm only there for like a couple of days. I don't really have time, like, because I knew he was gonna ask. I was like, I'll watch the game at a barbecue. And then he's like, well, the tickets are 110. If they go under 100, we're buying them. I was like, okay, not thinking that was gonna happen. He texts me 2 hours later. They're $74. Holy shit. We're sitting lower bowl behind the end zone for $75.
That's all.
Let's not go to overtime and watch the second half of the elevator. I come Mike's like, I was like, he was like, you gotta finish that one. I was like, yeah, this is an absolute. I don't know, we were talking about how he hit it. He's like, I hate how people give him shit and like, they couldn't get to the wall. And I was like, he's like, No, but you know those type of people. He was like really pissed off about something that hadn't happened. It was pretty funny. Drew is so way. Welcome back here to Parsons Field. We're about to begin the second half between the Northeastern University Huskies and the James Madison Dukes up here from Virginia. Number 2 versus number 1 in the conference facing off, and Northeastern leading this battle so far 1-0. I'm David Gossam here with Mike Gallagher. Mike, first half, Northeastern obviously has the lead, must be happy with that. Coming out here in the second half, what do you expect from these two teams?
I expect the game to really open up. The first 20 minutes or so are a little bit cagey. People just kind of getting their feet into it, and we'll see. I mean, I really would expect this game to open up, and I really caution the Huskies as far as their size, and especially Paul White's talent up front, just to really stay switched on and really look to close this game out, not let this thing get to overtime.
And for the Huskies, Connor Alexander left in the goal-scoring Connor Alexander, of course, left late in the first half with a back injury. Mike Lobin checked in. He stays in at left back. Andre Cheliota, who didn't start the game, the captain, thought he was injured, came in the middle of the first half. How did he look to you?
He looked good. He looked like he hasn't played in like a week and a half or so. Just look for him to get into it a little bit more, especially not starting. Coming off the bench isn't really a role that Andre's used to. He's not really used to, doing that too very often.
So
But,
Cheliota stays in. You see Galara with the mistake there. Fui here in on goal. Lays it wide, back to Wyatt. Good ball out
combination play up there.
to Umara.
So just as I say to stay switched on, Nico Lara kind of
Switches off immediately. So Cheliota stays in here. We saw Dante Marini move to a little bit of a left mid out on that side, on that top line. DeVoy comes back. He plays on the right side. And Faye and Anding up top.
And Dante Marini really showed what he can do out there. He's not the kind of guy that's going to be beating guys off the dribble, like running up and down the sideline. But when he gets into that advanced position, he's so tricky in the box. And his decision making is so clinical. And you saw the one before where he really played it back to the top of the 18 or top of the penalty spot, and no one was there. Just look for more of that.
Right out here, throwing for the Huskies. Huskies with this win would move into first place in the conference with 7 points. Goes through DeVoy's foot. Wide now. Zinsky on the ball. Tries to push it wide, gets it to the fullback, and Rue. You see here, Umar checks back in after being subbed out in the first half. He was a threat, though, down the right side for the Dukes. Whitbread here, the fullback, flips the high ball in. Northeastern's done a good job dealing with James Madison's height in open play in this game. Don Anding here, always working hard, that high pressure.
Got to join him, though. Just have to continue to join him. He's one versus 3 up there, and Coach Ainscough mentioned it before. You have to anticipate that the ball is going to happen and that he's going to make something happen, because by the time that he actually does, you're too late. His pace is too quick. He's already 25 yards up the field, and we're kind of sitting by the midfield, and the gaps just create too often.
Throw in here, Lobin comes all the way forward to take.
And Mike Lobin's got a pretty good throw in as well. He might be able to put this thing into the box.
Of which he won't attempt, but he could. See the
Good
cross
ball.
gets in here, though, to Anding's feet. Anding turns in the box, lays it off for Marini. Too slow, though. Great tackle there from Mashinsky. Marini called for the foul on that, but dangerous for James Madison that they're going to allow Don Anding, their striker, to turn in the box like that.
Yeah, for me, I think it was on the first time. I think playing Dante Marini's feet the first time just to lay him off. Don kind of tried to turn and do a little bit more, but good play from the Huskies down there.
For the Huskies, we see a little bit of maintained possession there. Good offensive threat for the Huskies. New City, a long goal kick, or excuse me, free kick, taken from him. Cox flies it back in.
And you see these gaps just continuing to happen, David. Don Andy gets the ball on top, and the outside mids and Andre Chiliota and Donovan really need to make that gap, 7 to 10 yards instead of 15 to 20 yards.
And one of those things where Northeastern defending with so many numbers, and then the quick clearance doesn't allow them to get those numbers up.
Yeah.
You've talked about all game that Anding's such a good threat up top, and it's kind of enticing to play that long ball, but it's not what you want. You see Umar getting in area here, lays it off to Mashinsky. Mashinsky trying to find Wyatt through, but cleared by Lobin. Northeastern has to find a way, though. They understand you have Anding up top. We saw what he could do in the end of the first half with that great opportunity he created by himself, but you don't want to get enticed into those long balls.
Exactly, and it's not that you don't want to do it, you just don't want to do it every time, especially when we are having success. It's when we're stringing passes together and when we're getting guys moving off the ball, so it just can't be every time.
Lobin here with the free kick. Referee gives a yellow card off the ball to Jamal Umar, the first yellow card of the game for either team. That's to number 20, Umar. Lobin floats it in.
A yellow card has been issued to the Northeastern.
Pressure up high for Northeastern. Anding trying to get on the ball. Bodied off of it. And a roll out off that clearance for the Northeastern throw. And excuse me, James Madison throwing. Called deflection on the Huskies.
Good call from the referee.
Top marks from Mike Gallagher for the refs.
Oh, it's a good play.
Wyatt there gets a little bit of cookies on Eckford. High near Anding's been battling all day up top, as we expect from him.
Important for the Huskies to just try to slow the game down as best they can and really manage the game as best they can.
Donovan Fay here flicks it off to Anding. Anding can get there first, gets the shot off just in the near post. Ref says no call. A dangerous tackle there from Monroe.
Very, very late tackle. I think Don was just a step slower. I think it would have worked out. It would have worked out a little bit better for him. But getting the shot away, I think, kind of
allowed the referee to not make the call.
Yeah, exactly.
But Northeastern, a good opportunity there. And we've seen when Fay gets on the ball and gets a little bit of time, very good with the ball,
Very
playing
creative.
players off. See the replay of that opportunity. As James Madison plays the ball along their back line. You see Anding get in there. It looks like the man slides in front of Anding. Doesn't really make full contact. The referee didn't have to call it. Marini here on the ball.
It's well done from Andre Chiliotta, just anticipating and closing down passing lanes too. So important when you're defending in that triangle midfield.
Lob in here, plays it forward. Laid off by James Madison. Almost an unnecessary give over for the Dukes. Give away. DeVoy here, good high
Well done
pressure.
from Devin DeVoy.
Good feet though there from the defender Aldalsteinson. Whitbread here going by a few. You see Fay coming so far back, Northeastern doing a great job defending as a team.
That's excellent help. Excellent cover there from Donovan. And you hear Nico Large saying, force him out, force him out. So it's really, really strong team defending in there from the Huskies.
Long switch ball to
It's out.
Umaru. Fortunate though for the Huskies.
Good strong ball across the field there.
Lobbin here, the substitute. Looks like he's stepped into the game pretty comfortably, pretty confidently.
He's done well so far. Done really, really well so far.
Grant here lays off Wyatt. This is where they're dangerous. Two strikers connecting. Northeastern does a good job defending that, though. They clear it away, and Anding puts the pressure on. You have to think the James Madison coach at halftime said, don't pass back to the goalie. Don Anding putting that pressure on.
Absolutely.
Missed by
Good tackle in there from John Eckford.
Eckford. Now plays Anding through down the right side. Hit a little bit too strong. It'll roll back to the goalkeeper, New City.
He's really turned into the lone striker up top, and he's got to just be gassed at this point.
And Eckford, we've seen come in as a transfer to the Huskies and play some really strong games. Holy Cross, he must. If Anding doesn't score a hat trick, he probably gets player of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, John Eckford's really been the difference maker in this team. just having somebody to just do what he does, to just really keep us ticking in the midfield, stringing passes along together, keep us talking, and he's just a great holding midfielder. And it's such an unglamorous position, but it's such a vital position to have a really, really strong player in there.
The real workman of the team. And Northeastern, really a team put together a lot of players, high work rate. You see here the whole team moving, defending constantly. Lobbin gets turned around there, but luckily it lands at his feet. Play back by McLaughlin. And Rao on the ball. Wyatt here, we've said, really, the striker's really dropping deep. Andy here, get an opportunity to run onto this. Goes wide. And the strike is dropping deep. We talked about the two reasons. One is coming back, wanting to create, but also Moss and Cox being so dominant up top or in the back for the Huskies that they have to come back because they're really not seeing the ball.
It's a great point. I mean, the two of them just complement each other so well. It's so tough to break them down. And they're both excellent at reading the game and covering for their outside backs when they do get beat. It really makes a difference having Simon Cox back there. He's a great player.
And we saw Lobbin's first play into the game coming in. We saw he bodied his man off, and Moss was right there. As you see, Don Anning runs by his man, looking up for Devoy in the box, rolls it along the box.
It's the right ball. It's right
Good
run.
final clearance by Whitbread.
Again, just closing those caps, as Coach Ainscough said before, it's just you really have to anticipate because he just gets by defenders so fast that there's no one in the box off. It was a really good job from Devin Devoy to at least get a corner out of that.
So Northeastern here gets a corner. They've been dangerous. Scored off that throw in from the corner area, and we saw right at the end of the first half, Lobbin get a wide open opportunity on the far post. He flashed that one just wide of the far post. So we'll see if the Huskies can get another dangerous opportunity here. You see Eckford, Devoy, Cox, and Moss all in the box.
Look for Simon Cox and Amory to get on this.
Goalie comes out, doesn't win it though, stays in. Northeastern here, the ball's still alive. Cox tried to keep it in. Now Marini lays it back to Lobbin. Lobbin floats it back in.
Second ball.
He's in here, looking to win it, get it down, get some possession. Wyatt comes back and defends. Moss here now battling with Grant. Ball still up in the air.
So important on those putbacks for our attacking midfielders to just try to win the second ball. Just.
Anning might have a chance here. If he could get in, gets the touch, falls at his feet, takes the rip, just wide again. Don Anning causing chaos in the back line.
Unbelievable.
For James Madison. That first shot, well saved by New City, but falls right at Anning's feet. You see here, he's able to get that second touch, get wide, then he lets it go pretty simply. The defender does a good job getting back in the way, but can't go in. And Northeastern still with that 1-0 lead.
Defender did just enough to put him off and really make that tough for him. But you see again just how much havoc his pace is creating behind. It's just so tough for defenders to just stay switched on the entire time that he's on the field.
And fans, if you want to see more exciting plays like that, log on to youtube.com/GoNUathletics to access NU's YouTube channel. Click on Athletics Playlist to find Northeastern University Athletics game recaps and other unique video features on youtube.com/GoNUathletics. You can see all of Don Anning's goals on there. There's all the home ones.
Quite a few this year.
Absolutely. 9 goals so far, tied for second in the conference. Physical play there from Whitbread. It's down Donovan. There's a substitution here for the Dukes.
Jamal Umar coming off again.
And checking in for the first time is Boyd Reed. Checking in up top for the Dukes, playing number 9. Of course, James Madison, the famous number 9 there, CJ Sapong, MLS Rookie of the Year, now at Sporting Kansas City and U.S. national team player, played for the Dukes, wore that number 9 up top, so a lot to live up for in that shirt.
Looks to be a similar looking guy. He's a pretty big guy. Looks to be a,
big athlete.
Yeah.
Of course, no one is as big as CJ Sapong, but similar build. Also, Nick Zimmerman from James Madison, he was awarded Charleston Battery's Player of the Year in the NASL. A couple professional players out of James Madison having successful careers.
That should be a foul. Thank you.
Called on that over the top. On Wyatt against Cheliote. It'll be a Northeastern free kick. So 15 minutes into this second half, how have the two teams come out of the locker room? How have they responded?
Pretty well. Pretty well. I think Northeastern's looked a little bit of the aggressor so far. You know, James Madison came out right out of the gates and almost stole one. But since then, I think we've done a pretty good job of settling in and doing well, sticking to our game plan, trying to string passes together, trying to possess the ball, break them down. The next goal is going to be vital. The next goal is going to be absolutely hugely important. So.
Northeastern trying to push this to a 2-0 lead. Don Andings had two really good opportunities since Connor Alexander's goal in the first half. Hasn't been able to completely connect yet, though, and the Huskies leading 1-0 here. Dante Marini now high pressure. Duke's, though, able to play out of it.
And as time goes by, you're going to see this game just turn up a little bit of a notch and really start to get physical. And James Madison hates to lose, so, as anybody does. But.
James Madison, of course, first in the conference last year at the end of the season. We said went into the NCAA tournament and really showed well for themselves and for the conference as a whole.
Absolutely, them and ODU as well.
In the tournament, losing eventually to UConn 3-0, but beating Wake Forest at home in the second round. So James Madison, as you said, hates to lose, used to winning, and as they come up here for the corner.
Really important to stay switched on.
James Madison's seventh of the game. At the near post, Devoy falls, but able to get it away. Now Marini has it at his feet. He looks to go by one. Can he get on the end of it? Great sliding tackle there from Whitbread.
Oh, Dante was gone if he was able to sneak by Whitbread there.
It looked like that might have been the moment we've been waiting for from Dante.
Yeah.
But a good read there from the James Madison defense. Able to step up, cut that attack off. They play that ball out of bounds.
Let us off the hook there on that one.
Huskies still leading here over the Dukes. The battle of the dogs. And for Northeastern, facing off against James Madison, they played VCU, who said is traditionally CAA power.
Yeah.
Of course, not the CAA anymore. But this is really their big test early on so far against the CAA royalty, the top teams of the CAA. How do you think they're matching up, and what are you seeing from them against this team?
For me, they're doing very well. As I said before, this Huskies team seems to be a very professional one, very mature one, and getting home wins is just so vital, as is getting away points. So they've done a great job. They've matched up really well so far.
And is it, when you get into CAA play, how much different is it than the non-conference games?
Yeah, the non-conference games they're a good test, and we try to schedule games where we can that are teams that probably above our caliber a little bit, just so we can try to get an at-large bid and just play quality teams in those games. And then this is it. This is crunch time for the Huskies. I mean, as soon as you get into these games, every game matters, every point matters, and it's so important to win the games that you should win.
Cox there stops, substitute read, and it just seems like balls play a little bit quicker, tackles going in a little bit stronger right when conference play begins.
Absolutely.
Fay here gets a little bit of space. This is when he's been dangerous. Tries to lay Marini through. Can he get there first? Defender there is going to try and guide it out.
Back to CAA play. Back to CAA play as well. All the rust is gone from the summer and from. I mean, you're hitting your stride. The teams are in mid-season form, and this is when everything should be clicking.
And you get these are teams that you know you've played against in places you've played.
Yep.
It's a really good test, or it is what the Huskies are here for. It's what you build for.
Absolutely.
Devoy here, good job to switch the field. Huskies on the ball now. A little bit of time. Lobbin plays it into Anding. Anding to Fay. Fay goes by one. Can he get the shot off? Curls it right over the crossbar. Donovan Fay, though, it was deflected. It'll go out for a corner kick. Donovan Fay, we saw that wonder goal versus Holy Cross from the top of the 18. Trying to do it again there.
Such a quick release on his shot, David. I think it's just the key. to a lot of his player on the top of the 18 is just gets a shot away so quick.
Faye taking his time out here for the throw-in, so referee tells them to stop the clock. 26 minutes left to play.
Again, look for Simon Cox and Amory Moss.
Devoy in there as well with Eckford. Cox, the real big body for the Huskies. Marini on the goalie, Anding on that near post. Anding tries to flick it on Devoy there, just high. Couldn't react quick enough, but Don Anding the flick on, and Devoy was open on that far post.
It was good of him to be in that. He was in a great spot there. Great little flick on from Don Anding. Well done.
And in this game, we've seen 2 dangerous corner kicks from James Madison, but really every quality opportunity has been for the Huskies.
It really has. You know, I can't stress it enough. Just as from a defensive standpoint, just how tough it is to stay switched on against guys this big. But every chance that we get a corner, it seems like, or a situation like that, Nico Lars throwing.
Dante, lovely
really
Dante right now. One of his trademark runs can't get through at the last second.
Uh-oh. I didn't see it.
Went down, referee calling over, but no foul call, no talking to any players. Like an injury there, though, for Fowie. But for the Huskies, you had some great opportunities, but you're still only leading 1-0. A bad bounce, and James Madison's back in this tie.
Yeah.
So for them, and you keep talking about being switched on, but for the Huskies, does it get upsetting, debilitating in some way that you can't push this lead farther?
Well, you're in a tough game, and you have to remember that you're in a tough game, and you know you're not going to be 100% for your scoring opportunities. You'd like to be, but you're in a really tough game. I think a 1-0 margin in our favor is good for us at the moment, and you know if we get another goal, great. I mean, I think defending is just so key at this point in the game.
And Northeastern this season's really making a habit of winning games by 1 goal. Beat Fairfield, beat Providence, beat Marist, beat Drexel, all these 1-goal games. So something that they are used to.
Yeah, and we're comfortable in a 1-goal lead. And as the clock ticks a little bit, you're going to see James Madison just kind of pouring guys forward a little bit, and you may get the chance to steal a goal.
Played out there. Northeastern here with the throw-in. Excuse me, free kick. Yeah, it's a throw-in. Lara was trying to mess with me, just making sure I wasn't losing it. Floats that ball in far. Won by James Madison. Boy puts the pressure on. Eckford now going back. Long ball down the left side. Cheliote there chasing. Cheliote in that Holy Cross game had a real impact on offense that we haven't really seen from him a lot. But
very different game, yeah. Floated out on that right side position, and similar to Dante. You know, Dante and Anja, they're both center midfielders by nature, but it just shows you the versatility and the commitment of this team, and how hard it is to just get on the field on this team. Very, very competitive team to get on the field for this year.
Blum with that long ball. Of course, Blum's really strong this season. Lowest goals against average in the CAA, but you talk about getting on the field, there's a line of quality goalkeepers waiting to get on the field behind him.
Dylan Faber's shown really, really well so far. Jacob Adewama's always great, and then a lot remains to be seen from Max Brown.
So some off-the-ball activity, some extracurriculars between Don Anding and Dale Robbins Bailey. Don Anding probably told him that he has a really long last name. Of course, he responded vehemently from that. Don Anding, though, probably not the guy you want to mess with, though, on this Huskies team.
He's a big teddy bear. Don't let him fool you.
You heard it from Gallagher first. Don Anding the teddy bear. Might go with that as a nickname if he can get a goal. So Faye here to curl it in. Cox coming up. Eckford in the box. Devoy and Anding as well. Curls it in. Good ball in. New CD, though.
Great ball in from Donovan.
Well taken, but right there. Dropped it right there in the middle of the box.
That kind of a ball is just so tough for goalkeepers.
Moss here, heads back.
As really any touch can be behind you so fast. Those in-swinging balls is really, really tough to defend.
Saw, of course, last week, Chelsea Arsenal. Chelsea puts in an in-swinging free kick that no one touched, and the goalkeeper was unsure what to do. What would you have done in that situation?
You really, For me, I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world to go back and say, oh, I would have done this, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. I would have just kind of thrown myself at the ball as to the direction of the ball that it was going towards. So just really diving to my right into that far post. And then if it beats you, or if somebody gets a touch on it, you're sprawled across the face of the goal, and maybe it hits you, maybe it doesn't. But those are the toughest balls to defend in the game, in my opinion.
You have to make that early decision, decide, are you going to go for the ball, or as Manone did in that game, decided to sit back, see what happens.
And try to make a reaction save, which is so tough. And then sometimes, no touch occurs, and it's by anyway.
The unexpected, yeah. And feel free to pass judgment. You are now a commentator, no longer a player. You're a professional Monday morning quarterback now. Cheliote there putting the high pressure on. Right side here for Mashinsky. Northeastern doing a good job of breaking up the James Madison attack in the midfield and in their own half, not allowing them to get towards the Northeastern goal. Marini
Absolutely,
here.
and it's all about staying compact for the Huskies, especially Eckford's done an excellent job of that since he's been here, just really keeping our shape, really winning tackles and instilling a really good mentality with Cox and Amory Moss.
Good ball work here from the Huskies. And it looks like Devoy, as you see the Huskies, of course, lose it as I say that. Mashinsky here on the counter. There's that long ball over the top to Blum. But it looks like Devoy's really growing into the offensive aspect of midfield as this game ticks along. We saw that good cutback early on. He really looks a lot more comfortable.
Absolutely, and as you said before, that's his natural position. He came to the Huskies, and really the only spot open to try to get him on the field was at an outside back position. And he's really growing into a mature and a versatile player.
James Madison on the ball. The long read fell. He gets up, though, gets on the ball, plays it back towards Grant. Grant started at striker, but playing really deep here for James Madison.
And as you see, a little bit of a tactical change from James Madison. Number 9 coming in, and Paul Wyatt dropping in a little bit deeper than he was before. Before he was the last man, and now he's kind of dropping into that number 10 spot, so to speak.
Long strike there from Grant. Maybe a little bit of frustration coming out. Husky fans, if you want to get up-to-date news on all Husky happenings, log on to Facebook.com and like Northeastern Athletics, the official Facebook page of Northeastern University Athletics. You can also follow @GoNU Athletics on Twitter for all the updated news on your Huskies happening. Huskies here managing this game well, killing off the James Madison attack, leading 1-0 through Connor Alexander's goal late in the first half. See Nick Goon here will bring those extra legs, bring a little bit of a shot of energy to this Huskies team. And this Huskies team leading the top team in the nation, in the conference, 1-0 here at home, but still missing Lawrence Brody and Eddie Nam, 2 players that are going to come in. What are they going to bring to this team, and can this team really get better?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Two mature players, Lawrence Brody, a junior, Eddie Nam, a senior. Eddie Nam's going to have a tough time getting in just because of how long he's been out. Eddie's been out for 3 months with that broken foot, and he's just got back to practice this week. I know he's really excited, and really wish him the best. But yeah, you'd love to have him healthy for the last couple weeks of the season as guys start to break down.
Northeastern here forced to defend. Couple miss hits, but eventually ends on Cox's feet.
And that
he
being
plays
said,
that ball forward.
That being said, too, Lawrence Brody's just a true professional, and he always puts it in. He always does a very good job.
And someone else who could maybe bring a couple goals to this team. See Goon, good pressure here. Force Robbins Bailey into the clearance. But Brody scored the game-winning goal against Providence College in the first game of the season here at Parsons Field. Added a couple goals last year from the wing, so Northeastern maybe even a more offensive impact from him there.
Yeah, as soon as when those two guys get back, I mean, Lawrence Brody's just quality. That's all it comes down to. He's a professional. He knows how to run at guys. He's a true winger, and
great on set pieces.
Yeah, he's great on set pieces, and can't say enough about his professionalism and his tactical awareness and just his quality.
And Northeastern said these players coming back, having to get back into the flow, but we've really seen a good job of Northeastern players being able to just come in, like Connor Alexander, Mike Lobbin, not knowing if they're going to play and come in and really just get that pace of the game immediately.
Good play from Nick Gu.
Gu here, a chance to cross. Has it on his right. Deflected out by Umar. There'll be a Northeastern corner kick. The Huskies have been dangerous on their set pieces so far.
They've really made themselves dangerous. The quality of service in these set pieces is just so critical, and they've been very, very good every time.
Northeastern here with just under 20 minutes left to play, leading James Madison. The Dukes here 1-0, trying to get first place in the conference. Moss, Eckford, Cox, Goon, Anding and Marini in the box. Fay here to play it in. Played a good ball to the near post that Anding flicked on last time. Cox comes in strong. Ball still alive, still in the box.
Dante going up against the goalkeeper, maybe not our best guy for that.
Finally, New City gets it under his control, but once again, Northeastern dangerous on that corner kick.
No knock on Dante's jumping ability.
I think he really surprises people in open play when he goes up. I think a lot of people come onto the field and think that it's going to be an easy win for them.
And I think a big part of that is his body position is just so good. Always just because it's had to be. So.
Yeah, you learn when you have to.
Yeah.
Chiliote here battling with Wyatt. Good job to get that layoff. Fay now back to Lara, puts him in a little bit of trouble. But good job from him to get it up to Chiliote. Cut out by Robbins Bailey. James Madison on the ball, trying to find a way through this Northeastern defense. Grant has it now. Good deflection from Lobbin. Wyatt there. Smart first time ball out wide to Mashinsky. Mashinsky plays it in. Strong win from Cox. The Northeastern defense, even when there's mistakes, even when James Madison's pressuring like this, they look comfortable and they look confident.
They do. Yeah. No, you're right. They definitely do. They're definitely comfortable with a little bit of pressure, and they have enough quality back there where they can deal with a lot. I mean, the athleticism of Amory Moss and the soccer intelligence of Simon Cox it's a great combination, as I said before.
Long ball here from Blum. Really long kick there. Fay gets that second ball. Good pressure from him. Gets it wide to Goon.
Watch out.
Coming strong. We've seen Whitebread strong tackling all day. Referee stops the clock.
Saw the look in Whitebread's eyes as Niku kind of took his time to get to that ball. He had a mind that he was going to light him up a little bit.
And Goon coming here as a sub for Devoy. He's had 2 good looks down the right side. He's really been a factor off the bench.
Absolutely, and you have to be. You have to come in and, when you're in that role to come in and create a spark and do everything that you can. I mean, you have fresh legs and everyone else has been out there for quite some time. So important for Niku, and he's done a really good job with it.
Lara here, the throw in towards Anding. One there by James Madison, but out for another Huskies throw in. Huskies here leading 1-0 at Parsons. On this Columbus Day weekend, a nice afternoon for soccer. Throw in here from Lara to Anding's feet. Anding able to turn around, get the ball into the box, cleared away by James Madison. Lara now wins the ball. Goon, the sliding tackle, but Umar gets onto it.
Dangerous. Umar's very, very dangerous.
Down the left to Reed. Reed loses it, but gets it back off of Cox. Still on the ball. Slows it up, plays it back.
Slowing it down there is just really helpful to Northeastern. You slow it down and you get a chance to get numbers behind the ball. And
it looked like Northeastern was really off for the first time this game, was really left open. No one was marking the far side,
I'm sure they'll be happy about that.
Lucky for the Huskies. Ref makes a call there. Maybe a handball, maybe a foul, but dangerous opportunity here for James Madison. About 30 yards out. Gonna float this free kick in, it looks like. Getting their bodies forward, the big defenders in. See Wyatt as well. Floated in. Chiliote, though, able to win it. And Fay clears away. Good win there from Chiliote to be aggressive. James Madison will make the sub. So Fui checks back in. He started the game. Checks in for Reed. Reed was playing up top. It looks like Grant or Wyatt might push back forward.
It looks like Grant's probably going to take a more advanced position, and Wyatt's going to stay where he is on that right side, checking back into the midfield a little bit more, trying to get on this ball.
Whitebread played that ball up. Good one from Cox over Wyatt. The two Englishmen facing off in the name of the Queen here at Parsons Field, of course. Was a handball, but no call from the ref. Wyatt now a little bit of space. Can he get a shot away?
Well
Moss
done from
comes
Avery Moss.
charging in. And Marini back to help, but Moss was a man on a mission there.
Yeah, you really get a chance. I mean, every time there's a little bit of a danger opportunity, Avery Moss is just there before he can even. Really well done from Avery Moss.
Eckford there clears. Takes a deflection off James Madison. This ball played over the top. Fay, though, pressuring it. Referee makes the call, but Fay really didn't have an opportunity to get to the ball. Mashinsky was kind of camped out under it. Fay now is down. A little bit of battle with Mashinsky after the play. And the referees allowed a lot to play. It hasn't been dirty. It's been physical, as you see this play here. But there's been a couple off-the-ball extracurricular stuff that he hasn't really punished, and you don't want to see that come, flaring up in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, and that being said, though, it's kind of gone both ways. So you hate to see cards being flashed out for no reason, too. But I think the official's done a very good job so far. He's let a lot of it go, and yeah, for me, as I said before, consistency is the biggest part of refereeing, and I think he's done that so far.
So Fay comes out, walking off, not sure of the injury, but the goal scorer, Connor Alexander, making a heroic return. They're going out injured in the first half with what looked like a back injury. Chance here. Cox on the ground, ball still free. Wyatt now takes a shot through everything. Blum guides it wide.
Great play in there from Dante Marini, and especially in a scramble like that, he may not get enough recognition for what he just did. He just kind of did enough to put number 7 out there, just Grant, just did enough to put him off and just not get a clean hit on goal. Well done from Dante Marini.
And you see Alexander checks back in for Fay. It looks like he's going to slot into the midfield. So Lobben's going to stay at left back.
Yeah, tactical switch.
And a vote of confidence from also Ainscoffin saying to Lobben, you've been playing well. Going to leave him out there, and you bring in Alexander's height.
Yeah, Connor Alexander just going to go in there for the last 15 or so minutes just to try to clog things up and disrupt as much as he possibly can in that midfield, while Lobben's done a great job out on the left side.
See Alexander there. By the ball, Umar. Playing it down the left side. Moss over to clear. Up high in the air, but throw in for the Dukes. Northeastern holding on here, 1-0. Connor Alexander, of course, the defender. Scored that goal late in the first half to give the Huskies the 1-0 lead off Nico Lara's flip throw. Been deadlocked ever since. Don Anding, 2 really good opportunities. Lobben and Devoy for the Huskies. Great opportunities off of corner kicks, the ball falling at their feet. No one could find the mark, though, and the Dukes really yet to create that one clear-cut chance that they feel like they should have scored on. Don Anding here pressuring, as we've seen all game.
Again, it seems like a recurring theme of closing these gaps, but especially it's tough in the 70th, 80th minute or so, and when you're gassed and he's still bombing forward.
Does Don Anding get tired? Is that scientifically possible?
Just want to throw it out there that I beat him in a 2-mile race before.
In a 2-mile race?
I did, but
did he have a tweaked ankle and a pulled hamstring?
No, you wouldn't believe it, but it happened. Ask him, he'll tell you.
So Fay, we'll see how honest he is. Fay checks in for Cheliote, the captain. Came into the game injured, didn't start for the first time this season, came in halfway through the first half and had a solid performance from him in this game. Fay now checks back in, so that injury, of course, not an issue. Ending here on the ball to Eckford. Northeastern working the ball now on the ground a little bit. Lara gets it to Fay. Fay goes by 1. Lays it off for Goon. Goon cuts back. Played off of Fui. Fui clears it. We throw in for the Huskies. Getting a little bit overcast, a little bit windy here at Parsons Field as this game comes to a close. The first conference game for the Huskies here at home. They're 1-0-1 in conference play, beating Drexel, tying William & Mary down. Away, both those games away, but the Huskies here leading JMU, the #1 team in the conference. Marini here, a chance to turn. Flicked away, but lands at Fay's feet. Fay tries to lay him off, but deflected by James Madison. But for the Huskies, in this game that they're leading, nothing could be better than them being the ones on the attack.
Absolutely. The more time that JMU's under pressure is less time that they can possibly be trying to get a goal. So keep that. Best defense is a good offense, right?
Wyatt here on the ball, leading goal scorer, senior captain from England for the Dukes.
Let it go.
Lob in there. Playing it safe though, heading it out. Switch field there from McLaughlin. Whitebread here. Going in on Goon. He's been very aggressive all game. The ref makes the call this time.
I like what you see out of this left back, Whitebread. He's done a really good job. Real hard defender.
Of course, the same name as Zach Whitebread, United States national team defender. Though he never gets a game. But I'm sure everyone out there was thinking it, so I said it. Knocked out there by Manrao. Huskies doing a good job managing this game. As legs have gotten tired, they've been able to get on the ball more, get some possession. Faye, Marini continue to attack. Anding, of course, continuing to chase, making James Madison continue to have issues in the back and bring bodies back, not allowing them to get that equalizer. Bob in there, good job coming back.
Simple. The other simple.
Doing there loses out to Whitebread. Whitebread, another switch. He likes to switch the field. Those long balls, gets it right to Wyatt's feet.
Watch number 6 continuing his run.
McLaughlin here on top of the box. Gets it wide. Northeastern back defending, everyone back. Umar here on the ball. James Madison trying to break down this defense. Get that equalizer. Long ball in. Dangerous play.
Well
Huskies can't get it away. McLaughlin now. Great save from Oliver Blum. James Madison, though, cranking up the pressure here, going for that equalizer.
Excellent from Cox, excellent from Blum. Well done. Did just enough to get a little touch on that, help it over the bar.
So corner kick here. James Madison, time running out for chances to tie this game up. Gonna put bodies forward, take chances. Blum, great take, though, on the corner.
It's been excellent all game, David. Really has, and all season for that matter.
No mistakes really at all this game. Does a great job on that tip save.
Don't say that. Knock on wood.
Goalkeeper to goalkeeper. I'm sorry. I'm not part of the crew. Plays that long ball up to Anding. Anding does a good job chasing.
As I said, we're a select breed. Superstitious as they come.
Goes out for a goal kick. But Oliver Blum, you see on these corner kicks, he comes out and has incredible extension.
Yeah. Helps us out.
It looks like he might be under the ball, might be caught out, and he's able to reach up and bring that ball in.
Absolutely. Helps us out so much when you have a goalkeeper who can come out and cut crosses down. Just takes so much pressure off your defenders.
One there by Foey. Now back to Cox. Cox trying to find Goon's feet. Great touch there from Nico Lard. Great athleticism. Eckford there. Doing a job, doing the work. Game getting a little bit physical. But neither team looking to back down. Both teams staying aggressive. Good physical CAA matchup here. A battle between the top two teams in the conference. And Northeastern, with this performance, really sending a message to the conference and to the soccer world in general. This is a JMU team, as we said, beat Wake Forest in the tournament last year and just lost to UConn, the #2 team in the nation this year. So Northeastern kind of proving a point here in this game?
Absolutely, especially earlier in the season. You know, JMU beating a team like UNC, who's perennially a top 5 team, and really sends a message.
Huskies here, getting themselves in the conversation possibly, but not out of it yet. 6.5 minutes to go. James Madison pushing for this equalizer.
Yeah, and this is when it's important. This is when games are won and lost, David.
You see here Don Anding coming back, helping out and defending Northeastern, every player in their own box. Goalkeeper Blum yelling out his orders to the wall. Ball played in. Header up, free. Knocked out though. Wyatt will get it under control. Dukes really turning the screws here to that far post. Open look here for the Dukes.
Well done.
Taken by Blum, but a dangerous moments here for the Huskies.
Anytime Paul Wyatt's on the ball with time, especially in the last 5 minutes when you're a goal down, never a good sign, but dealt with it well there.
So Blum now on the ball. He launches it forward. Opportunity for Goon to chase. Wins the header.
Oh, no.
Foul looked like called on him. Bit of an unfortunate call.
Not sure about that one there, Mr. Official.
But of course, Mike Gallagher says it with respect to Mr. Official. Very learned soccer man. Northeastern connecting a little bit here. Anding goes up and wins it. James Madison boots it forward. Good touch from McLaughlin to bring that down.
Yes, Dante.
Marini here. Is he in? Can he
Yes,
close this
great
one
touch.
off? Can he beat New City there? He can't. Great save by the keeper. The last touch from Marini. Goon, it still might be on here. Cuts it back by one. Tries to get by the other. Eventually loses out to Whitbread.
Real heavy touch there from Dante. Did so well on the first one, and then his second touch just a bit heavy, and the goalkeeper stayed. Oh.
What a great first touch there by Faye to play that ball out wide on his
There
first
it is.
touch. Marini on the ball here.
Picks it
He's
up
got
again.
space. Has defender one-on-one. Cuts back, plays it to the near post. Just wide.
Corner, maybe? No?
The Huskies, though, threatening here, but now James Madison back the other way. Looking to tie this game. As you see here, Dante's opportunity, and as you said, that touch just a little bit long. But New CD, we've seen a few times when players are in one-on-one, looks lost.
A little bit. I thought he would have came out a little bit sooner to try to close him down, but I think it was just such an in-between touch. And at the end of the day, he made a save, so credit to him.
Hats off to him, but Huskies still leading 1-0 here. Could have stretched that lead more in those last two plays. Weren't able to finish it off, and now the Dukes still an opportunity to tie it up. Blum a little bit aggressive, getting excited, but Moss clears it for him as he's done all day on that back line. Bowie here, lofts it high. Connor Alexander, that's what he's there for. Knocks off though, Moss wins it. Anding here,
done.
no quit from him. Under 4 minutes left to play, the Huskies leading here 1-0 against the top team in the conference, James Madison. The Dukes pushing for that equalizer. Now on Goon's feet. Goon pressured though from behind. Foul will be called though.
That's big time. That'll lead up at least 45 seconds or so, close to a minute. Good body position there from Nick Goo. Just allow himself to get fouled.
So the Huskies holding on here. See the Dukes upset, a little bit of gamesmanship. Blum here taking his time. Expect a long free kick from him. He's got a really good right leg on him. He plays long towards Don Anding. Anding battling. Very physical, cleared wide. Dukes can't keep it, and it'll be a throw-in for the Huskies. Substitution here for the Huskies. Get some late fresh legs in. Devoy and Carter checks back in for Marini and Goon. Marini looked like he was able to get some space out wide that he hasn't seen so far this season.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, and just couldn't finish those opportunities.
Yeah, showed a little bit of his old self there today again. Just making those trademark runs of his, and yeah, he did a good job today. He'll come around.
And such a luxury for the Huskies to have this depth where they can bring a player like Terrence Carter back off the bench.
Absolutely.
A guy who can really take advantage of James Madison's gambling up, as we expect them to for this equalizer. Just 2.5 minutes left to play. Lara here up high. Good win there from Faye to come back. Carter now on the ball. Gets it to Devoy. Devoy through to Anding.
Stand on it in the corner.
Anding here. Gallagher telling him, hold it in the corner. Waste that clock. Goes out. It'll be a James Madison throw-in. And able to burn 20 seconds down there.
Keep him down there.
Devoy now. High, battling with Foey. Foey gets it up. Cox, great header down to Lobin. Lobin now a chance to put his foot on the ball. Clears it forward. This game approaches 2 minutes remaining. All played right there by Robbins Bailey.
No foul, no foul. Smart play. Great team
Faye
defending
does-
in there from the Huskies. Well done.
Now Anding now. Knocks it off to Devoy. Off to Lara. Huskies want to stay on the ball. They want possession so they can see out this lead.
No.
Dangerous back pass.
Oh, Nico.
High pressure here from James Madison. Nervous minutes here for the Huskies, leading 1-0 with only 2 minutes left to play here at Parsons Field. Great step there from Eckford, and Faye back to help. Eckford now battling.
Great battle in there. from
Gets
John Eckford.
away with
Excellent
the
play.
ball. Gets it wide to Devoy. Devoy will look to take his time. Plays it a little bit early. Niyuki here, the substitute on the ball. He looks to loft it long. Grant able to lay it off.
Get him behind.
The one guy you don't want on it, Wyatt. Great tackle there from Moss, though. Lobbing to clear.
Handball.
Left it out. It'll be a throw-in. Just over a minute left to play. You can hear the crowd here at Parsons Field urging.
Coach Ainscough willing his
His
team on.
Coach Ainscough active and ready on the sideline. This would be a huge win for the Huskies. That header won there by Carter. Niyuki now on the ball. Niyuki looking up again towards Wyatt. Great weed there from Lobbin. DeVoy telling Carter, get it forward.
Well done from Devin DeVoy. Really showing some maturity there again.
New CD out far here.
Put some pressure on him.
Carter putting a little bit of pressure on, not giving them that time to create. Loaded to the opposite side. Lobbin camped out under that one. Heads it over, but back in. Just 30 seconds left to play. Can the Huskies hold on here at Parsons Field against the #1 team in the conference, the James Madison Dukes? Great deflection there from Fay. Huskies defending with 11. Seconds left to play here. That goes out. You hear the crowd.
Big sigh of relief from the Huskies there. That'll do it.
Lobbin here. We'll see out the last few seconds. Subbed in, played confidently on the left side. And Connor Alexander with the game-winning goal in the first half. The Huskies take a huge victory. Mike, what can you say about this win?
Big round of applause. As I said again, it's just a huge professional win for the Huskies today as they went up against a really, really strong JMU side. Excellent play. All credit to Connor Alexander for getting his head on it and putting the ball away. Credit to the defense too. The back line played exceptional today. Oliver Blum had a great game as well. Excellent play all the way around the board.
Oliver Blum, a great play, and what you like from a goalie like that is didn't have a lot of work to do, but stepped up late on that save he had to make.
And just a very, very clean game from Blum. Excellent play.
So Northeastern moves to 2-0-1 in conference play, tied with James Madison, but the tiebreaker, of course, the win. So Northeastern moves to first place in the CAA early on here, and must be great for Coach Ainscough and the boys to hear that and feel that.
Yeah, he's going to be a happy man after this one, no doubt in my mind.
We're going to go down to the sideline to get the reaction, how it feels on the field to Alexa Rowe. Alexa, down to you.
Dave, it's definitely been a close game. The Huskies were able to come out on top, but definitely in the second half, both teams turned up the heat. There were multiple opportunities for both teams to score, but the Huskies will take the first goal in the first half and to get the win. Back to you.
Thanks so much. So Northeastern here beats James Madison. Next game, home game again against Delaware, another top team in the conference. But the Huskies, you can say this really is a statement win.
Absolutely, especially on our home field. It just kind of proves, no one comes in on our home field and beats us, and they played exceptional throughout the board today.
They stretched their undefeated streak to 6 games. They moved to first place in the conference. They remain undefeated here at Parsons Field. A great day for the boys, a great day for Coach Ainscough. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Don't forget to join us October 10th for the Delaware game, 3 p.m. here on Going U Extreme and at Parsons Field. And for David Goss, Mike Gallagher, Alexa Rowe, and everyone here at Going U Extreme, thanks so much for joining us. Saturday at 6.